Hi there, it's Janice Thompson here from JazzleDazzleCrafts.com. I've just had a bit of an idea about a technique that I used to use many moons ago, before I was working with Stampin' Up! And with some alcohol pens, brand name alcohol pens that I used to own. But now I'm really enjoying using the Stampin' blends. I've given away my old alcohol pens because I really love these blends so much, and I wasn't using the other ones. But I just had this idea of this technique, and some people call it black magic. It's something that you can do with craft white ink and colouring pencils or your watercolouring pencils, but this technique is using white embossing powder and your blends, your alcohol markers on top of that. Now I haven't prepared a card, so I'm just going to go with it. You just bear with me. I'm going to, as usual, sit down and I'll show you what I'm going to use, and you can then let me know at the end of the video if you like this technique and if you're going to have a go. Now I've just randomly chosen some stamps that I think might work with this. Whoops. So I've taken, this should give you some vibrant colouring. So I've taken this stamp here from our flower shop stamp set that's in the old catalogue. Now I'm not suggesting that you use exactly the same stamps as me, I'm just suggesting that you try this technique with stamps that you already own. Because we're using Cake Soiree as our sweet of the week, Sweet Soiree is the sweet of the week this week, I'm going to use the birthday greetings, but I didn't actually think too many of the stamps in that set were great for this technique, but I will use the happy birthday greeting from this set. I've chosen a leaf and the dragonfly from Awesomely Artistic. Now I haven't even used these stamps before, these are brand new out of I won this stamp set recently, so I haven't even used it yet. So I'm just taking the backing off this one and from the dragonfly, and I've lost my block that I was planning to use today. Where have I put my block? Why does this always happen? There's always one thing I've overlooked. Okay, give me a second. Here it is. This block is my C block because it does fit lots on. So first of all, I'm going to block up my pansy. So I've got the dragonfly, the fern, a pansy and a happy birthday, and that's all I'm going to use on this card along with. So I have cut a Bermuda Bay because I'm going to use Bermuda Bay as the colour in this. So with the white embossing powder underneath, the colour should pop. So again, Embossing Buddy is not really a how to cut, it's just a technique video. So if you're anything you're not sure of afterwards, then just contact me and I'll let you know. So inking up with my Versamark after using the Embossing Buddy to stop the static and get rid of any greasy marks, fingerprints. So basically all I'm going to do is put a few of these. I put one off the corner. Why did I put the lid back on my ink as if I'm not going to use it? And maybe I'm going to have a whole one here. I'm not, composition wise this might not be the best because I'm kind of thinking on my feet and trying to work fast for the video. So I've got the best part of 3 flowers. I think I always think if they're off the bit it does look nicer. So a few flowers there in the foreground. I'll put that over for cleaning, and I'm going to put the dragonfly on. I think I might have a couple of dragonflies. Again, this is just so that we can try the technique. And on this card I'm keeping everything separate. If you had time you could actually maybe emboss and then mask so that you can build up a better composition. But that's not today, it's just about trying this out, and I'm trying it with you. I haven't tried that. I've tried the technique, I've done the technique before, but I haven't done it with these stamps. I've not done this technique actually since I started using Stampin' Up products. So another dragonfly maybe up here a bit. That's great. Now we're going to try and put a few leaves in. I'm not quite sure how this will work, but we'll just try, see what happens. It's hard to see now. It'll be hard for you to see, but it's even harder for me to see where I have already stamped the light again. Right, so maybe get a leaf about there. And I don't know where there's a gap. Just going to put a part of a leaf up here. And one more. Where we put it? Probably overkill here now, and then I've made a wee line which I don't really want, but I can see if I can sort that later. And I think we'll just stick the greeting on while we've got it all out. So again, ink up the greeting. I'm just going to pop the greeting up here. Happy birthday. And just for balance, I'm actually going to put another dragonfly up the top. I've got this thing about all these extra objects should be in threes. It's a kind of superstition. I don't know who gave me it, but just a part of one up here. Now I'm throwing my blends all over the place. Right, well there's plenty of stamping on here for us to try out. Dropping my pen. So now I need a scrap of paper. I found a bit that I can hold. And then I'm just going to tip white embossing powder over. Whoops, big lumps, that's okay. And then just carefully when you're handling it, and make sure that the powder's reached all the bits you need it to reach. Oh, I don't know where that's come from. Let's see if we can flick that off. Yeah, just some of the powders just stuck together a wee bit. So there's just a tiny bit here. There's a couple of bits. If you see, I wasn't careful with my inking. So I'm going to put that to the side and put the powder away back into the tub. Before we have a spilling accident, which is something that can definitely happen with me. Right, so if you see, I have got embossing powder where I don't want it, so a couple of places. So I'm using a very, very fine brush and just tickling the powder off, and then I'm just going to turn over and flick that off. And then if you want to turn your sound down a bit, if you've got sensitive hearing, because I'm just going to put my heat tool on this, just a bit more there. Just some bits here that I mucked up my leaf a bit, but I'm just going to go with that. Right, okay, it's just, see there's a few up here as well. Can you see that? I'm just But what you have to be is very careful with your brush that you don't end up flicking on bits where you do want the powder. Right, we'll go with that. Okay, so heat tool coming out, but I need to put the lid on the ink. I don't want to dry my ink out. Okay, let's go. Best to wait till your heat tool's going a bit. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see on the video. As it turns. If you haven't tried heat embossing, you have to. You just need an embossing buddy, a Versamark pad and some stamps, and away you go. This is white embossing powder. Stampin' Up, I've got silver, gold, copper, white and clear, and there's so many techniques to use with them. Just be careful not to burn your fingers. Heat tool, some people think they might be able to do this with a hairdryer. No, you can't. But just got the greeting now. Heat tool's not very expensive and worth every penny. Okay, so even just like that, that's quite pretty. That's very pretty, but this was about... Oh gosh, I've got embossing powder everywhere here, but hey, here we go. Just a little trick, I'll just show you. See where I've got a few dots of it I don't want. I don't actually have a black alcohol pen, but I think if I just use the navy... No, it's not going to work. Well, you know. It'll dull it down quite a bit if you just... So maybe need to ask Stampin' Up for a black alcohol marker. But it's dulled it down a wee bit. But what I'm going to show you here is... What I was going to do is to show you how the colouring comes up. So, in the dragonfly in the middle there, I'm just putting on... Now your pens will stay wet, your colour will still stay wet a bit longer than it would on paper because the plastic embossing powder keeps it. Whoops. Put in the lids on my pen. I don't know why I had both off. And then I'm going to take the lighter one and I'm going over the dark one and then just pulling the colour out. So my dragonflies in this picture, I've got blue, so I'm using, that's my light of navy, the light and the dark, and I'm just going to use the bronze, wrong one. I'm just using the paintbrush end because I think it's just a light touch that I'm using. There's body. So while I've got the bronze out, I'll just do all the bodies of the 3 dragonflies. I think this is going to be very quick. I take the yellow. Got daffodil yellow, the dark daffodil yellow, and I'm going to take the paintbrush end of that. I'm just going to go over... I mean, you could leave the happy birthday white, it's fine, but since we're showing a technique today, we'll just colour it over. And you will notice that the navy blue has dried in over the odd spots and it's barely visible now. So it has dulled down those white extra spots that have strayed, just simply because I didn't spend too much time looking. So there's a bright yellow, and I'll use the bright yellow in the middle of my flowers, and I'm really just roughly adding colour here. I'm not making a big deal out of it. And then I've got olive green to pop my leaves. See how the colour just shows up beautifully. Again, you can use all your different colours if you've got all the colours of the blends. Oh, why am I putting green on there? Oh well, we can have green dragonflies. But green on this leaf and green on these. And you see how the colours, on a black background, these colours are really vibrant. Okay, right, and then I'm just going to pop some olive in here, and then this dragonfly will be slightly different colour from the others, but that's cool, that's what it's all about. And again, this was just about showing. In fact, I actually think I like that better. There you go, just a bit. Just colouring him up. He's just coming from my imagination. So I'm just going to do this one, maybe blue in the middle and a bit of green. Bit of our olive green. Again, you can spend time blending. I'm really just showing you a fantastic technique. And two colours in my flowers. I'm going to have some Bermuda Bay. This is the dark Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to and I'm really doing this very quickly, adding this colour again. If you want to make it very detailed and very blended, obviously you can spend a bit more time. I'm just here to show you a technique. And you can go on and practice it. It just came to me, I'm actually about to have a bath and go to work. I won't get this, probably won't get this uploaded for you until I come home from work tonight, but it just came to me, and I just feel like being creative. So, and then we'll do this one here in the Bermuda Bay. Just the wee edge of it. I'm hoping you're seeing what I'm doing here. I think I'll be doing more of this technique over the weekend. I absolutely adore what I'm seeing. And I'm just to put some warm colour in this. This sleeve is going to have a bit of, this is rich raspberry, the dark rich raspberry. And I like it against the Bermuda Bay. Bermuda Bay is it is a favourite colour. Out of 48 colours, I would say probably at least 40 of them are my favourite colours. I love Stampin' Up colours. The way that they all work together, and you rarely pick a bad combination. And I'm going quiet because I know about colouring is something very therapeutic about colouring and seeing it pop. Wow, what are you thinking? Are you starting to think of more possibilities for this technique? I certainly am. Oh my gosh. I'd forgotten. It's ancient. I don't know who first came up with it. I've no idea. I've done it before when I've gone to card classes. I've used it loads of times. I've taught it before I did with Stampin' Up. But it's the first time I've made a video with this technique. Guess what? I think you'll be seeing more of it. But it's just a wee bonus video for you, just because I had a wee moment when it just came to me while I was having my morning coffee. Okay, so you can take time. What do you think? I am thrilled to bits with that. I absolutely adore it. And those dragonflies, what a fantastic stamp set. That is awesomely artistic. First time out of the packet, and I will be using that again. So there we go. I'll just quickly do it for you. I'm just going to do it with snail, because do you know what happened just at the beginning of the video? My fast fuse has fallen on the floor and it's in bits. I think it's fixable, but I just don't want to bore you with that. So just pop this. I thought on the Bermuda Bay, because I've featured the Bermuda Bay in here, so I thought the background of Bermuda Bay would be nice. And I love it. What do you think? So please leave me comments in the box below. Please subscribe to my channel so you get notifications of any future videos. And what do you think? I just did this without any practice. Do you like sharing this type of video where it's not been practiced, where I've just flown with it? Let me know what you think. Some people prefer that everything is perfect and prepared beforehand, and some people quite like to see just the thought process and like to see how things develop. I'm adding the colour, if you see it, as it's drying, it's shrinking back a wee bit off the white, so just add. And the thing to be, it doesn't matter if you colour off, because that colour just soaks into the black, so you won't notice it when it's all dry. So you know what I mean, you can just do that. You don't have to be particularly accurate if you're in a rush, or if you have dexterity problems. Here's a colouring in that nobody will see your, well, they're not mistakes, but your weaknesses. And I'm just, oh wow. Can't stop. You'll have to go, have to switch off and let you go and try yourself. Please do, and please share what you do with me. I just love this. Well, hope you love it too. Bye for now.